Good evening. What's going on? I'm RDV, and I'm here with Eric Breen. We're going to talk about the new books coming out this week. If you haven't already done so, please click like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. But we'll just jump right into it since we're a little bit late. And hope that you guys are having a really great, Tuesday night, I guess. Stay inside. It said, what is it? What's my thermometer said? Thermometer says 38, and whatever we had today, we got poured on, and it was funny because it got to like 40 degrees, and I had a huge puddle in front of my house. I went out there about 2 hours ago. It was because I was like, okay, I gotta get rid of this puddle here, and it was gone, it evaporated, and pretty much all the snow in my front yard's gone too. So, and hello to Brian Sam making it live, his live appearance. It's been a while, Brian. Brian reached out on one of our other past streams and said, like, sorry for not being here. So, you don't have to apologize. I'm sorry for being here. That's what I'm apologizing for to you, making you watch me. If I could make this face even bigger for you, I would do it. But, yeah. Just for Breen. But how is it going, everybody? You guys are somewhere warm, or not being rained on, or at least or not in a blizzard. Further north of me was yesterday was a giant blizzard, so I was kind of thankful. So, right,
it's crazy how many places are getting just ungodly amounts of snow. we're just having a normal winter,
right?
Actually, another 4 or 5 days in the 50s coming up.
There you go. Well, wrong one. So, wonder why. Can I? Hold on a second. Am I able to make this big? No, I can't. Screen. That makes me mad. I can't make the screen any bigger. Oh well. All right. Ooh, behind the scenes stuff. No. All right. Ready though. We are live on Vertigo Stack. For the phone, we're also live on normal. So pick your poison, whatever you prefer, or if you just prefer to watch it on Twitch, we're live on Twitch too. The URL is still the same. It's at Geeky Puppet Show. So, all right, Breen. Breen, do you have a top 5 at all this week? Like a fantasy league, like what books you'd be interested in?
No, I it's weird. I scrolled down it tonight, and I just don't care.
Yeah,
I'm
honestly,
trades, not for the stuff that's coming out now.
No, but like, yeah, I want the criminal and all the other stuff. Some of the omnibus coming out, but I was able to find at least 5 books I was interested in this week because, once again, it just feels weird. A weird week because last week there was no DC books whatsoever. Now there are some, but not a lot.
Yeah, I finished, or I've got 2 issues to go on that Green Lantern DC Finest.
Yeah.
So now I need something to replace that with, even though I haven't started that giant girl comics thing from Atlas, but I've had a blast reading the old Green Lanterns. You know what I learned?
That we should read them?
No. No, there aren't enough parts. Guy Gardner was in issue 59.
Yeah.
And then wasn't used again for years. Well, they introduced another human man Green Lantern in issue 55 and 56.
And never mentioned who he was.
And that guy had more personality than Guy, because Guy was, supposedly Abe and Sir's other choice because he was fearless and a great guy and everything.
Yeah, but he's a dick.
Well, no, a head injury caused that. But the other guy was the Playboy. It was like a Playboy actor who was too hungover to make an appearance as Green Lantern, and this villain was killing Green Lanterns and killed the guy's brother. So out of guilt, he basically browbeat Hal into letting him help, and Hal gave him one of the rings from one of the other dead lanterns, And then at the end of the story, he went off to patrol a space sector.
So
and he was never heard from again, just like Guy. But unlike Guy, they never brought him back. I didn't know that till the other day. I thought
that'd be something to reach out to Jeremy Adams and see, if he knows about that. You get a.
Well, I told Joe when he starts writing Green Lantern, he can use him, bring him back.
Right.
But then it became obvious that I hadn't read most of those issues, even though I used to have a full set of those Green Lanterns.
Yeah, it happens, especially at the time when you're probably grabbing those. There was tons of books you were interested in.
Oh, I was buying way faster than I could read them in those days. Absolutely.
We're all guilty of that because we see shiny, and then it's because we're also basically like, okay, well, I don't want to miss an issue, All right. So my number 5 for this week for me, we're gonna go down to the final issue of a series. It's coming to an end. Final chapter. I'm gonna scroll down. We're going to Nemesis Forever. Mark Millar and Matteo Scalera. Will he die? Will we get a happy ending? With him finally being dead and never coming back ever again. Now with comic books, we know that's not the truth. But I don't see Mark Millar bringing him back. I think what you're going to see is the mantle being changed. If they do bring Nemesis back, it'll be a totally different person. It says the Nemesis trilogy concludes with its extra-sized finale, as the final fate of the character in our world is revealed. We find out if FBI agent Kitty Tepper managed to destroy him from inside his gang. The most outrageous finale of all time. Well, it can't be any worse than Huck. Huck had a horrible ending. But this is 40 pages for $77. I think that's probably the most pricey book I bought from Mark. How much was Big Game? Or was that more? I wonder if Big Game was like $9. I can't remember. Matteo Scalera is an awesome artist, and see what happens with this series. And there only is 2 covers. It's the same cover. One's black and white. One's normal. I'll click it on so you can actually see it. And that's end of an era. Probably one. Would you agree with this? Is probably the most hated character in comic books by all the people who don't read anything but Marvel and DC. They think of this is the anti-Batman, or this is the Batman, evil Batman. Because I get the impression that a lot of people hate this character more than the Batman who laughs. But what do I know? I'll just talk to myself. Eric is having issues.
I'm not following this series. I don't know.
Well, no, from outside, not reading the series, but remember how you said this guy, Nemesis, he seems to get away with everything. He kills everybody.
Right.
And if he doesn't get killed again, it's be the worst ending of a you can't forgive Mark. I think your words were, I think that's what you said. So then there are lines that you says Mark needs to do this, otherwise this is a complete waste of everybody's time, and it makes everybody who hates a character gives them a valid reason to hate Mark.
Well, no, I didn't say any of those things, but I do say that if he never gets his, then what's the point? Because each series feels like the last series that felt like the last series. So I mean, if it's not building towards something, it's eventually, like I said, there's got to be a payoff. Then if it doesn't, it becomes the NWO. and that helped destroy WCW because everybody's got tired of the same ending every week.
Yeah, he is. Just true. He become the Seth Rollins. Monday Night Rollins.
But we'll see. I guess we'll find out. I'll find out Thursday whether or not he gets his or not.
Yeah. I think he's gonna get his at the end, but I do think this is not the end of the character Nemesis. This might be the only end of him writing books about Nemesis. in the main self-title, but I think Nemesis will appear in other works in a shared universe. Maybe not right away, but probably a couple years down the line. I think they're gonna. I think they're talking to another Ambassadors, right? I would hope so, because you put the guy, was it Dave from Kick-Ass? Like the main character was. They made him the American representative on that team with superhero powers, and so I hope that we get Kick-Ass versus Nemesis, or at least something. But right now, Nemesis, the series is pretty much. I wouldn't blame anybody who basically dropped off, like in the first or second issue, or in the first series, the first volume. This is the third volume, and we're point where nothing bad ever happens to Nemesis. And this was the first time we actually see Nemesis kind of actually like go crawling to somebody because he needs help, because he can't do it. He needs a daddy's help. So I'm hoping that this guy gets his just desserts. Otherwise, I'm blaming Dr. Silverage. The letter. Man, every time I see him, that is Dr. Silverage. Clem Robbins.
I'm telling you, that looks like a guy that went out to the woods with Tony to whack somebody.
And he got that jacket. Just found it. All right. And I apologize. I cannot see anybody in the chat. Because I'm watching the vertical stream. So if you have a question, Breen will have to relay it to me. Number 4 for me, more positive. We went from like a really like dark, gritty character that nobody likes to like we're gonna go to a much more complete 180. As I scroll down to a book that I might be the only one reading. I don't know anybody who watches in the audience that actually is reading this.
Anybody that nobody likes Nemesis. I'm saying, but a character like that's that immoral and that genocidal has to have a shelf life, or then it's.
When I say the people who don't like it, because people write off, it's just basically evil Batman. That's what the first trilogy was. And there's the Mark Miller haters. I'm not talking about normal people. I'm talking about the people.
I say that since the first series.
Yeah,
I mean that was kind of spelled.
Yeah, and and
not even Batman can do the shit Nemesis could do.
Spoiler: in the first trilogy, he does die because the James Gordon, who he's targeting, actually like wins. But it's really fucked up though. Anyway, though, going to Teen Titans Go number 11. It's game night. It's terrible. Get it? Terrible.
Nah.
There's your MK joke for the night. As the game gets ready for a fun game night at Titans Tower, Beast Boy invites someone to join the fun. Former Teen Titan Terra, who is going to turn the tables on the Titans. 32 pages for $2.99. 32 pages for $2.99. Don't know who Matthew McCody is. It's because it's not. Normally, it's Charlie Fish or Amanda Dearbert. This is the new writer that I know. I've never heard of him. Megan Huang. I've never heard of her either. But she does the cover art and she's doing the interior art. So I'm down. This is her art on the cover. So, and it looks similar to all the other artists. So why not? I'm down for it. Yo, why do we even have game nights? So, alrighty, that is my number 4 for this week. So, let's go to my number 3. Number 3 for the night is we're going to go to another indie book. We're going to scroll down here. Not a lot of from the big 2 that I'm really looking forward to this week. Scroll down more. We're going to go to the Phantom. Number 4. This is by Ray Fox with Russell Olson on the art, and Tara Esposito, who is a very popular name, has been helping out with the lettering. That guy is everywhere. He looks like the guy Anatoly's cousin, the Russian mobster. Like, You got the IRA writer. You get the letter who's from the Russian mafia. I love it. Deadlier than a Cobra's strike. The Phantom has eaten away at the forces of the Singh Brotherhood. No, not the Singh brothers. I know you're thinking from WWE wrestling. But the soldiers are seemingly endless, and the people of the Bandar village are still under threat. There's an old jungle saying, "The Phantom never dies." Asif Singh, or Asif Singh, whatever you prefer, will put it to the test. The battle grows desperate in the newest installment of Ray Fox and Russell Olsen's stylish epic. Now you're paying a little $2 more. Now we're at $72.99. We're at $49, 32 pages. Never really was a big, huge like Phantom person. I had to go click all the original comic books and read them. I did enjoy the movie, and just like same with Conan the Barbarian, like Dick Tracy. A lot of these indie titles have been companies have been publishing these kind of like golden age characters, I guess you call them, and bringing them back, and it's just been fun. Ray Fox has been a fantastic writer. Pretty much will buy anything he writes for the most part. Phantom is just basically a guy who basically hides in the jungles and uses basically the Batman kind of thing, where everybody thinks he's a ghost or a demon. And so I'm looking forward to this. This actually looks pretty cool. The first 2 issues have been I've been enjoying those. This is cover B, Kanan White sequential battle variant with art. This is a connecting cover from the first one. So, of course, we have the Nacha Bustos. Kind of like your Space Ghost, kind of like your Johnny Quest kind of art. So, yeah, like I said, this has been fun. This is one of the books I normally would never read. Since I quit reading pretty much Marvel and DC, and then came back 2019 to start reading Flash comics, and then what was it, 2021, 22 is when I started like reading more and more independent stuff. I picked up like Conan the Barbarian through Titan. I'd never read that before. No early, so I saw of it. It was okay. Transformers. That's another book. That's with Skybound. I've been reading those. I started reading Dick Tracy, and just these are just fantastic characters, and I'm kind of glad that the little companies have them versus the bigger two. I would not want to see a Dick Tracy story written published by Marvel or DC. DC would say, "Well, what do we need Dick Tracy for? We have the Question." So. But that is my number 3 for this week. Hey, what's up, Sergio? How's it going? Or if I butcher your name, I apologize. I'm not that great. I'm not that professional reader. All right. Moving on to my number 2 for this week that I'm really looking forward to. It's actually right next to another book. Let's scroll down. And that is The Blue Falcon and Dynamite by Jimmy Palmiotti. This is issue 5 of the ongoing series. I don't know if it's going to be a mini. Actually, it looks it's going to be a mini series. I just stand corrected. There's only 5 issues, which is one of the reasons one of the bad things about comic books today. The books that get ongoings are the books that you don't want to read they're done by crappy writers who don't know the character and just put their own self-inserts into. Where the miniseries are always, from my opinion, have always been the better. It just seems that way. It's been backwards for a while. It used to be. I thought that you'd get the miniseries, but it would still be done by someone who actually appreciated the character. Sometimes even by the guy who was doing the ongoing. It'd start with a miniseries, and then they go into their own run. Ongoing, but this is a little bit more adult version of the Blue Falcon Dynamite. It's not the Hanna-Barbera comic that It's a little bit more like Batman with the Ace the Bat Hound. Obedience School's out forever, In this issue, everything's come crashing down as the saga of the Blue Falcon and Dynamite reaches its climax. I guess, yeah, that's how you spell it. Climactic? Breen?
What?
Is that how you spell the word? Climactic? With the 2 C's? Or 3 C's? That's...
Where the
reaches its climactic, the third line.
Climactic, yeah.
Okay, I just never seen it spelled that way. All right. Conclusion.
What? Wait a minute. What Leering Center did you go to never see it spelled like that?
I went to the Minnesota
Quality Leering Center in Minneapolis.
Yeah, in Minneapolis, eh? Also, you read all that stuff online. A lot of people don't really spell or use grammar. So, climatic conclusion: to bring the law and order back to Big City. The Blue Falcon is willing to pay almost any price, but will the final toll prove to be too high in the end? Final has a dynamic duel of Jimmy Palmiotti and Pasquale Colano unveiled their two-fisted finale in the Blue Falcon and Dynamite #5, featuring conspicuously costumed covers by Lucio Perillo, John McCrea, Joseph Michael Linzer, and Francisco Mattina for $5 for 32 pages.
I didn't understand any of that because Jimmy Palmiotti told us we were dumb today on Twitter.
You follow him? Oh, I follow him on Twitter, but I really don't.
I don't. He just pops up like a weed.
I kind of much ignore him when he starts going to political stuff, but when he starts talking about comic books, then I kind of talk to him a little bit. But otherwise, yeah, I just like, okay, Grandpa's talking to the wind again.
He looks like a combination of Fred Flintstone and my Uncle Dave.
Oh, no. Frank Cho cover. That's kind of cool. Then we have the Joseph Michael Linzer variant.
And Mike Bray, but no one knows who Mike Bray is.
Is he still alive?
I think so. He's just no longer coaching Notre Dame.
Francisco Mattina, this is cover D. Man, look at Dynamite. That is nightmare Dynamite. I love it. Alrighty then. Of course, this is cover E. This is the metal version variant because I always have the metal version of covers. And of course, the other, this is a metal version. This is a regular version. This is 1 in 10. Dude, that is nice. Dude, I'll just say this. If you are not a fan of Dynamite firing missiles out and blowing up people in the hospital, they're bad guys, this probably isn't the book for you. This is a weird cover. John McCrea? I thought it was drawn by a kid. That coloring is weird.
John McCrea, he was the artist on Hitman.
Oh, explains then, yeah. So, because that fist they look a little rough, but then again, it's a cartoon kind of ish cover with the dots. I can forgive it though if he's like pushing 70 or 60. You can't really. Most people artists get carpal tunnel or arthritis in their wrists. Oh, all right, yeah. Jimmy Palmiotti is the other guy. He looks like he's from the Lords of the Flatbush. All right, that is my number 2 for this week. Anything in the chat?
No.
Nothing?
No, just comments, but no questions.
Oh. All right. Anybody saying anything interesting that catches your eye?
Well, Miranya's saying Blue Falcon is you just went past it.
What? Well, I didn't scroll anything.
Palmiotti looks like Kmart Nicolas Cage.
And that's what we're missing is right there. That's the comic Nicolas Cage. All right. Number 1, though, is Night Fight number 3. We're getting Jason Todd Batman versus Bruce Wayne Batman. All-star creators Joshua Williamson and Dan Mora deliver the next pulse-pounding chapter of Batman's journey during DCKO, giving us the Dark Knight's greatest challenge yet. Jason Todd is Batman. Tim Drake is Batman. And to complete his mission, Bruce Wayne will have to fight both of them. The former Robins aren't giving up without a fight. He'll take everything Batman has and then some in order to defeat them. Does Batman have what it takes to defeat both of his pupils? Or have the students become the masters? Ooh, we'll find out, though. This is a great one. Honestly, I'm reading this as a Elseworld story. That's how I'm getting through this. And as also Josh Williams is writing is really cool too. I like getting Dan Moore's art. Here's a cover of B by Ludo Lullaby. Yeah, Ludo Lullaby. Look at the giant blade he carries with him. Hey, look! The best cover yet. Coming soon. How do you... The people who run this site are very, let's just say they're not that great. The Riley Rossmo cover? Is this the best Riley Rossmo cover we've seen? Brain?
No, I still can't tell where one body ends and the other one begins.
Yeah, I guess the knee goes here and then the other knee goes to the other side. Like, it's a very flamboyant pose, though, for Batman on the left. That is kind of weird. Huh. Looks very grotesque. Yeah, but we see compared to Dan Mora's, yeah. But that is my number one for this week, though, for comic books. There were some other books coming out, though, and that maybe if you're following, like, what was it? The Absolute Universe. We have Absolute Superman number 15 coming out. Batman number 5. That's the Matt Fraction one. Green Lantern. Absolute Green Lantern. 10. I drop off of that. Ultimate Wolverine number 13. We do have the Absolute Batman Arkham special, which focuses on the creator of Arkham, the Absolute Universe, Dr. Arkham and his daughter. So if you want to go down that road again, that's $5. We also have Ultimate X-Men number 23, Shadows Tomorrow. It's an epilogue for the Age of Revolution. Ultimate X-Men right there, number 23 as well. Peach Momoko. Batgirl, Gone Before the Storm. And then we have Poison Ivy. Wolverine, Shadows of Tomorrow. I'm kind of curious to see who actually is the writer on this, because when it comes to Wolverine, I do really love Wolverine. I think that's a really cool cover. Saladin Ahmed. I've been liking his what he's been doing with what is the other one? Justice League Red. I might go back and start reading these. Or I guess this is all new era. Is he taking over from somebody? Let's see. If he is taking over, no, it's still him. It's this thing. I don't know. I might just check out this series. If the who's the cover artist is Dan Panasian. So okay, well, that kind of puts a damper in there. Does the actual tier artist have an actual cover? No. But man, look at that. That's a Panasian cover. Why isn't he doing the interior? I guarantee you that the interior artist is not as great as this cover, is it? Well, I don't know. I might give it a shot. All right. What else we got going here? We got Batman Green Arrow, The Question, Arcadia, number 2. And if you hate this book, Richard will yell at you and call you a bigot and say you're just a very hateful person. JC Year 1, Chapter 3. I mean, this could be good. I dropped off of this too. Mainly because Jeff Lemire's writing was just basically like watching paint dry. After a while, you just don't care anymore. Who is the cover artist? Covers is Dave Johnson. So once again, okay. So and this, I mean, it's a decent cover until you see Wonder Woman's face. I do like the Hawkman though. It's so stupid looking. Oh, it's looking at Hawkman and Hawkgirl in this. Hero continues. Trail of clues bring the heroes closer together, but also leads them straight into the arms of a number of foes who are more willing to strike down a do-gooder. So we still got Jim Corrigan, Spectre, Hawkman, Hawkgirl, Green Lantern, Blue Beetle, Dan Garrett, Dr. Fate, Dr. Occult, Giovanni Zatara, and Madame Xanadu. And Wonder Woman. What's Hippolyta? It's not Diana. It's Diana's mom. I don't know. I might go back into this. I dropped books mainly because I was like, why am I spending like $5 or $4 on books that I just wasn't enjoying? I know Zach's been a really big champion this book. He really likes it, but I don't know. Maybe got better. But we also had look, all new Spider-Gwen, Ghost Spider number 6. That's a mouthful. Adventures of Superman, the Book of L. Look at that. Number 128 comes out this week too. Shredder number 4. Venom 253, right? Legacy number. Scorch is finally coming back with number 47. Twilight Zone number 3. The other big thing coming out this week is we're going to have the Battle of the Century. For $20, you can get the Amazing Spider-Man versus Superman basic facsimile number 1. Original size for $20. I think the first print thing, isn't that like $60?
No, God knows, a couple hundred now.
Is it? Okay. So this is the 50th anniversary collection. So if you don't have this book and you don't want to shovel out a lot of money, or
dear God,
what?
That's. I got this new and 50th anniversary.
Oh, that's what it was. I was wondering what it was.
Wow. God, I've been doing this silly shit for half a fucking century.
The Man of Tomorrow and the Wisecracking Web Slinger take on Lex Luthor and Doc Ock. Lex Luthor, Dr. Octopus, two diabolical geniuses. Diabolical. Have joined forces to blackmail the world and exact revenge upon their two most hated foes. With the Man of Steel and Amazing Wall Color manipulated to battling one another, can the heroes break free and unite in time to turn the tide on their arch enemies? I forgot. Does Clark wear his green hat in this? Yeah. There are other covers. There is an Alex Ross cover, believe it or not. So for those who already own the original and you want to get this might be something like a reprint with Alex Ross.
Oh, it's 150. I'm really surprised it's not worth more than that.
Oh, for the original, $150?
I gotta tell you, all crying that it's been a half a century aside, this was unbelievable when this came out. I mean, I'd only been in the hobby for a couple months, but even I knew how big this was. And it's funny how the inside cover has a comment from Carmine Infantino and a soliloquy from Stan Lee. 3 weeks later, Carmine got fired.
Wow.
That's when they brought in Jeanette Kahn.
Yeah. Everybody talks about, like, Superman is the equivalent of Captain America and stuff, or they. I mean, honestly, I like having Superman interact with Peter Parker. That's always been one of the biggest draws for me. Peter Parker being the photographer, taking photos. You have the news reporter. You having Lois and MJ in this, kind of like interacting. I believe you also have Perry White and Jameson, right? Also have it a little bit of
no, not Perry wasn't in it. Morgan Edge.
Right. Oh, Morgan Edge. That's right, Morgan Edge. What a missed opportunity to have Perry White.
Well, Morgan Edge was an asshole, and it worked better with he and Jonah complaining about, Parker and Ken.
Yeah.
Oh, man, it's just too bad Higgy isn't here. Gaspar Saladino.
Yep. Ross Andrew, Neil Adams, John Rita Sr. Yeah, Gaspar Saladino.
Do you know what Neil Adams' contribution to this comic was?
Was it a backup?
Got him to touch up the faces.
Oh,
some of the panels. And there's a new Superman, Spider-Man. I would have brought that man out of retirement to write it.
There is a new one. Yeah, that's right. We'll get to that.
I have no interest in it.
No.
Because, honestly, Mark Waid has never regularly written, well, with the exception of the Superman Batman, he's never regularly wrote either character as a solo character. So I don't know why. I mean, I guess he's the best option they have, but I would have gotten one of the old-time guys to write it.
I would have had Marv Wolfman write it.
That would have been okay.
Yeah.
But I would have preferred Conway, but, Wolfman would have been fine.
Conway is kind of like
TDS. No, he wrote the original.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, his TDS has never come out in his writing, to his credit.
Not yet.
Well, we give Mark Waid credit for that. Even though Conway doesn't write much, but honestly, if you can talk comics with Conway, and politics will never come up. Some guys have to find ways to interject it.
Yeah. So Brave the Bull, number 28, facsimile, $4 coming out this week. First Justice League team up.
That's like the third or fourth time they've done a facsimile.
I know, right? I've never heard of Afterlife Comics, but Basis / Royal number 1's coming out for them. Vampiress Carmilla. I'll believe it when I see it. Because I'm missing some issues. Detective Pickle? That's an Amy book. It's a pickle. It gets an honor. Oh, man. Vampirella Blind Bag. Yeah, some my variant stuff too. And then a lot of Spanish stuff. Grim Fairy Tale is number 1 coming out. Little team up. Where usually she does like the Carrie, she's the goddess of death. So she does like the grim tales, whatever, as far as like the horror story stuff. But now she has to team up with I believe it's Celine and two other ones. I think it was Mystique or whatever. And they're gonna go against some basically people who are cheating death. But of course my shop won't have it, so I don't care. Dracula, King Dracula 2 was supposed to come out too. And then Jughead, art facsimile, number 327. Which one is the real Jughead? Punk versus Funk. That's kind of funny. I think that's it. Tomorrow Girl, number 15. That's not going. There's the other cover.
The only one I can ever remember of the Tomorrow Girl that came out was the one that used Herbie. And I was able to get that. Remember that?
Yeah, that was a couple years ago. Heck, that would have been 5 years ago. Hey, look, Brave and the Bull variant.
My little sweetie came down to see me.
Now she's going back upstairs.
I'm sure she will soon enough.
All right. So the other huge facsimile come out is the Super Spider Boy team up facsimile. You're like, what? There was another one? Yeah, there was. Yeah, is the Legion of Superheroes. Oh, actually, Legion of Galactic Guardians 2099. That's right, the Amalgam Universe. As iconic heroes of two worlds collide in the Amalgam Universe, Spider-Boy shares his mind-bending adventure time with the Legion of Galactic Guardians 2099. As a Araka Kid battles his airborne adversary, the Skull Vulture, little does he know that his fate hangs perilously in the balance. And all hope of salvation lies centered away with an assemblage of young heroes inspired by his legendary adventures. But can the Legion of Galactic Guardians 2099 avert the doom of their idol without complete coronal collapse, or will the actions only bring about? Plus, get ready to meet the sensational Spider-Boy of tomorrow. After almost 30 years, one of the all-time great DC Marvel crossover comic books is boldly represented in its original form, ads and all, reprinting Spider-Boy Team Up #1, $5, 32 pages. Carl Kessel, Roger Stern, what more do you want? Yeah. The interior artist is the cover artist, too. Imagine that. I never was a really big fan of the Amalgam Universe, but I know a lot of people were. I thought it was okay for what it was.
It had its highlights, but it had a lot of blah. I liked the Marvel versus DC, even though it was based on fan voting.
Yeah.
Because Storm beat Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
But the Access series I liked, but when the amalgams, I wasn't a big fan of those either.
I don't like the idea of Superboy and Spider-Man pretty much merged together. I would have better had Peter Parker teaming up with Superboy.
Well, they should have done that, but someone thought this was a good idea, and I guess they were right because it did really well.
The web gun.
But I would have rather seen team ups, but I wouldn't have had Spider-Man with Superboy because that would have because one's an adult and one's a kid.
Yeah.
But this was during the Ben Reilly Spider-Man days, so it's
even then he was not a kid.
All right.
But notice Electro's in there. Electro and the Legion built. That is funny. I think that's Timberwolf above him. Crazy. And there's no variance. Alrighty, though. Now we're going to go on to what you guys want to see, the trades. For all you Tom King fans out there, now you can pay $10 and get more Tom King collected in a DC compact of Supergirl World of Tomorrow, also known as Supergirl Grit. True Grit. It's a blatant copy, which he even admits that he blatant copied the whole movie. Which to me is just kind of like, okay, I guess he got approved. But True Grit, was that a Warner Brothers movie?
I don't know.
I wonder because if you're blatantly copying something that your company doesn't have control over, yeah, that's kind of bad. Hello to Summer who's watching over on the vertical stream. Yes, that is Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. That is the Tom King book, the one that basically they're going to use for reference in the new Supergirl movie. So that's Supergirl number 3. I wouldn't say that. Okay. No, you're talking about the movies? There's only been 2 Supergirl movies. This is the second one. First one was Helen Slater, and the second one is going to be this one here with the new girl.
Millie Adcock.
I think you're confusing the Flash movie, which had a Supergirl.
Adcock.
I don't
know.
I don't know. I still say the other girl was better.
You know what else I don't know?
A lot of things.
How can a cat just lick their fur constantly, eat lint off the floor, And right now she's like eating her back paw, which like walks through litter boxes and and then but you give her like a tiny little sliver of human food. Blech.
So what I'm thinking is that whatever's in the food, like the spices, probably reacts more to her, where the other stuff necessarily doesn't have any taste.
A potato chip?
It's the seasoning on it doesn't.
I don't know. I just killed.
Well, there are some cats who will just eat a lot of garbage food too.
They can eat mice, but she'll throw up a potato chip
because whatever. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Man, I don't know.
That weird.
This isn't a cartoon where you see Heathcliff going and getting the garbage can lid and he adds some salt to his fish, whatever. Invincible Volume 13. It's a new edition. This is the little mini version, the manga version, I believe. Or it may not be. But it's a new way to collect it, which I do applaud them for actually capitalizing on this. The problem is that you're releasing this book right now, and the new season isn't out. They should wait till the new season's out, and then so when people start talking about their show, then release the actual. If you're going to release the series, releasing it when the show's not out, a lot of people are not going to come to comic book stores because it's not on their mind. They've moved on to other shows. Plus, I also got to keep in mind too. I keep forgetting that these books are at Barnes and Noble and other places like that too. So people do frequently. Amazing Spider-Man Modern Era Epic Collection: The Life and Death of the Spiders. She's got Campbell cover too. Justice League Dark: The New 52 Compendium. I don't know.
It was good. It was a good series, but it's New 52 has become like a curiosity at this point. I mean, it's
John Constantine wasn't great until they turned him gay in the Rebirth, or was it New 52? They just made him straight up just gay.
I don't know.
I just remember that when the Hellblazer series was over on NBC, and then he joined Arrow. All of a sudden, the DC started putting out a series I think it was Cy Spurrier, who focused on him just getting railed by a black man that he met at a bar, and I was just like, oh, that's what we wanted.
Yeah,
a guy who is for all these years been macking on Zatanna.
Well, no, that's him being involved with Zatanna. Or being gay, neither one means anything because they're both so out of character. Yeah, it's compared to the original series, but that's characters change for modern audiences and all that shit.
I mean,
half of the modern audience wants him with Zatanna, the other half wants him gay.
Constantine.
Nobody wants the Constantine of the original series when that character had balls.
Do you remember Zed?
Yeah,
Zed was supposed to be this cult. They wanted to because she's a virgin, they're going to use her, and he screwed over the demon Neron by basically having sex with Zed. So Zed, so he tainted tainted her so that the demon didn't want her.
He was the best part of the Constantine series. I know that.
Yeah,
both
original Hellblazer is always my favorite. And then I guess. I never read the Paul Levitz? No. He's the guy who took over after Garth Ennis. He's the guy who created the Sentry.
Oh, Paul Jenkins.
Paul Jenkins, yeah. Paul Jenkins had a run. And Paul Jenkins decided for his Hellblazer series, I remember that, he decided to make it all about just everything in England. Very British. And I guess a lot of fans didn't like that.
Well, that's what the character was. He was British. I mean,
I know.
It was a different. The Constantine of today is in name only, or I should say, in trench coat only to the original. Yeah. But that again, that's neither here nor there at this point.
Right.
Maybe Spider-Man Epic Collection,
Threat or Menace.
See what issues that covers.
Hey, look, it's $55. Remember, it was $50.
Yeah.
Certain ones get $55, other ones don't. Yeah, Come on. Bright light. Don't look.
Yeah.
So one of the shops I go to, I was asking about that. What's with the price? They said they don't know. They said Marvel's on like drugs because certain books which are should be no different in price than the other ones, and the same page count are like cheaper, normal price, and the other ones are 55. So I guess this is their way of testing the waters to see if people will pay more for a book.
17 issues and 2 annuals, $55. That's a joke.
It is a joke.
I mean, there's more in that Green Lantern for 20 or for 40. I mean,
oh, the one that came out a couple weeks ago, DC Minus.
Because you get 21 issues plus an issue of the Flash, and plus a Brave and the Bold. You know, Marvel just does it because I guess they think they can, but I promise you that if they were still $40, they would sell more. The total would be more than what they get out of all the people that draw the line somewhere between 40 and 55.
Well, that's true. More people are inclined to pay $40 for something with more bang for your buck. Then you're gonna give me hardly anything, and you expect me to keep raising the price. And also you're also running the fact that these are also reprints, like the third or fourth reprints of this series.
19 issues for $55 is still a very good deal, but you know what? 23 issues for $40 is a much better deal. And if DC can do it, so can Marvel.
My sister for my 11-disc Adobe or CD-ROM thing I have that has 1 through 560 something like that of the Amazing Spider-Man, plus a couple different spectaculars thrown in there too.
Mm-hmm.
The crossovers on the disc. That was like what, maybe $50 she paid. And then you can also print out the covers too. Yeah, I was like for 11-disc CD-ROM, the 40th anniversary things Marvel was released back in the day. I said that's more value for my book or for me.
I gotta admit, and we should read Spider-Man Annual 15 someday if we haven't already done it.
What's 15?
It's the one with the Punisher and Doc Ock, where Doc Ock is trying to kill. This is why, where you try to kill 5 million people by poisoning the ink of the Bugle.
I thought we did this one. I know we talked about it. Maybe we never. Yeah, we just never read it though. 30 pages. Number 14 is
a great story.
Number 14 is a team up with Doctor Strange.
And Frank Miller did the art on both of them.
Nice.
When Frank Miller art was a good thing.
True. Yeah. We have a Brand New Day on the Best, Volume 2. Any excitement for Brand New Day?
Yeah. No. I see Criminal. I want to see if it's a reprint or if it's a new one. It's probably a reprint because they will be in with the new stuff, I think. I'm not sure.
Someone was asking, so that's Supergirl number 3, and the one in the movie, which one is it? I don't think it's Supergirl number 1. I mean, Supergirl you were showing is the Supergirl number 3, and the Supergirl Carol from the number 59 is Supergirl 1. I don't know. Not in terms of movie numbers, but according to number of Supergirls, it is. You lost me, bro. I don't know what you're talking about. The Supergirl of you're talking about volumes of like versions. There was the Silver Age. Then there was the Peter David run. Then there was the Jeff Loeb. Was it Jeff Loeb? I think it was Jeff Loeb, right? The one that came after Peter David.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then this is probably like volume. I think that was the Tom King one is volume 7 or 6. So I know that book's been launched a couple times. Right? Heck, there's a brand new one out there right now by Jake.
Tom King one was a miniseries.
Yeah, it was a miniseries.
He was never the regular writer on Supergirl.
So it wasn't even really a volume. It was just a new thing. It was just a miniseries, Elseworlds. I think that's what it was, right? I don't know. DC has a problem with Elseworlds. Sometimes their Elseworlds are actually canon. But Absolute Batman, the Long Halloween not hardcore, hardcover edition, $100.
Yeah, that's a hard pass.
Why is it $100?
I don't know.
Anyways, 12 issues. That's crazy. Because I have the book for less than that. Way less than that. I'm curious now. Does it include like a lot of extra like artwork and stuff and some of it? I mean, what makes it $100? That's ridiculous. $400 pages. 1 through 13 plus a host of extras, including an interview with Loeb and Sale, a direct section on the Long Halloween action figure line, and a look at the series proposal and sketches by Sale. So it's over.
What the fuck? Putting absolute in front of that.
I know, right? Too. They've been doing that with a lot of books, though, calling the absolute editions absolute stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
But I agree, though. It should be called.
I take back my F-bomb because there's a thing called absolute edition. My brain was just on absolute.
I agree with you, though. You are correct, though. It should not, but it should be the Batman Long Halloween Absolute Edition. It should not be called Absolute Batman because
okay, that is true, but I get why they're doing that because if they can get some brain deads to buy it because of that.
Yeah. So, did they release this before?
I don't know.
Yeah, 2007. 400 pages for $75. So they're re-releasing it. It was $75 now. Now they want an extra $25.
Well, maybe there's $25 worth of extras.
Inflation. Conan Barbarian, Volume 6. If you're not wondering what that is the not Jeff Lowe, but
I think Cruel Summers that's been released before.
Jim Sub. Yeah, that was actually on the thumbnail this week. It's probably a reprint before, but I'm still making my way through the criminal series. Summer 88, Teague Lawless comes home to plan the biggest heist of his career, but Teague's son Ricky, his friends, are starting down the same dark path their fathers are on. And it's about to become the worst summer of their lives. An epic tragedy handed down from generation to generation. Cruel Summer is a crime comic masterpiece from the most celebrated noir masters in the industry. So basically, it's celebrating the Prime Video series adaptation. The 10th story in the Brubaker Phillips groundbreaking crime series returns to print with a stunning new cover and print and painting design.
Gotta let this show be good.
Right now, my favorite show right now is Landman. I haven't started Slow Horses yet. It's on my list. And then I also gotta watch The Wire.
So Criminal probably closer to The Wire than Landman, but I just don't want him to F this up. Because I mean the comics are just so good.
Yep.
Yeah, I
just worry with Amazon, they're gonna start slipping in stuff. We're gonna
no, I've been watching Slow Horses for 5 seasons and they haven't. They're not gonna have if it were Netflix, Ricky Lawless would come out in the 7th volume. And then that would instantly make him angelic and he would save the world. So it says from the right said Fred.
So this is issues 5 through 12 of Cruel Summer 2019. So right when I got back in comic books. Hey, look at Jacob.
Yeah, I get to work at the adult table.
Right? The scarf on doing everything. What's with the scarf?
There's more. He's letting Chris Condon give him hickeys.
You know what I think it is? Sometimes these people get like the worst photos because they have no idea. This is like they're gonna take a photo and go, whatever, and that photo becomes like their profile picture. Like what? Alpha Flight. Omnibus. Hardcover. $125. All right. Then we get the Creepy, Volume 12, subcover trade. Batman and Superman in the World's Finest, The Silver Age Omnibus, Volume 2, hardcover edition, $75. What?
Hey, speaking of, did you see there's a Batman Bronze Age Omnibus coming out next summer?
Yep.
It's got all the stuff from
World's Finest.
Like 72, 73. I cannot wait for those.
Edward Hamilton, Jerry Coleman, Bill Finger, Jim Mooney, Sheldon Moloff. Finally, I've never known what Sheldon looked like before. Kurt Swan. Yeah. Katrina Netz is Batwoman. Superman, Batman, and the Super Batwoman, and the Super Creature. Then so this is 117. This goes all the way into this keeps going to 158.
Oh, that is the one with the Batman slaps Robin.
Yep,
it's in 153.
Nice.
No, because I didn't get it before people decided that was now worth money.
Which is it? Which one is the one they're making their sons dig their graves?
180 something. I have that.
I see that all the time. or where it's I think Superman's like the king on the throne, and Batman's like gonna like to kill him or whatever. He has to kill Superman. Yeah. Cool. So this is the 2026 edition. Obviously, it's been released before.
I think I've got these in the trades. They have the same trade dress, but they're paperbacks.
Yes.
Half the size.
I do remember seeing these. A lot of these collections of this, they were half price books, but half price books wanted the full price of the book. Figure that out.
How full price books of them?
Yes. It was locked up in a cabinet. I was like, okay, I can't even look at it and see the prices. And they're like, yeah, we want full price. I'm like, well, sure that.
No.
What's that?
Snafu. That's the first one I'm passing on.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not really interested in the humor stuff.
And Marvel in Mad Mode. Oh, I keep it away. 1955 Snafu magazine collected for the first time, featuring satire by John and Marie Severin, Russ Heath, Joe Manili, Stan Lee, and others in a gorgeous new package. When Harvey Kurtzman and Bill Gaines launched EC's Mad comic book as a warmly received satirical magazine, a flood of imitators soon filled newsstands, but the first and best to follow in Mad's footsteps, coinciding with the second issue of the Mad magazine, was Snafu, edited and written by Kurtzman's former boss, Stan the Man Lee. Snafu was packed with Marvel's Atlas top humor creators following the Mad playbook, filled pages with ads and news spoofs, alongside film, television, and book parodies like The Blackboard Forest by Russ Heath, Pete Kelsley's Booze and Bleed Your Bum.
Okay, well, that's the movie's Pete Kelly's Blues and Blackboard Jungle. It was a Glenn Ford movie with Sidney Poitier as a student in an integrated school.
Yeah,
but obviously everybody knows what Drugnet is.
Yes. Emily Toast's Adequate Page.
Yeah, this probably wouldn't be bad to get. But just
this is
not.
Yeah. And this is Fantagraphics, which I love.
Yeah, it's the same series that I've got the other 7 of.
$40 though isn't that bad. 256 pages for $40.
No, and I imagine it'll stay in print for a while. I may turn around and order that, but
yeah. Yeah, wow. Along with the history of Martin Goodman's humor publications in all genres by editor Dr. Michael J. Vassilo.
God, it's funny that said a host of imitators. Martin Goodman never started a trend in his career.
Man, how obscene that this woman is in her lingerie.
It's got Sue Storm's ass from Jack Kirby Fantastic Four.
This could be John Ritter for all we know. Gonna manish. Yeah. So that's coming out this week. And Smooth Criminals, I'm not sure who that is. But that's complete collection, $20. Pass on the Ghostbusters Volume 2, Dead Man's Chest. Horrific art. And it's based on the Afterlife movie, the new cast and stuff. But the only one the writer got good was actually copied down his actual personality was Paul Rudd's character. Other than that, a lot of them were kind of like, okay, whatever. I take it back. I think that McKenna Grace, is that your name is? Her character as the Spangler granddaughter. Those are the only two characters. Other than that, it was okay story. Art was horrendous. Then I had to insert DEI, kind of like, I don't know if I'm I think I might be non-binary, and my dad doesn't love me. I don't want that in a Ghostbusters book. We're not about that. It's all about ghostbusting, not talk about coming out and being accepted for who you are. If that's the case, then we shouldn't bust the ghosts then, because they might be non-binary.
Well, they shouldn't have busted. They shouldn't have thinged the strangers then.
I'm just saying busted makes me feel good, and I don't want to have it be about anything but going trapping ghosts. I don't want it. Can you imagine if they brought back a Ghostbuster with actual Peter Venkman? Peter Venkman would not be able to hit on any woman, because they consider that that's disgusting, misogynistic.
Yep.
So, all right, though, but that's it for this week. Now let's see all the comments that I did not be able to get a chance to read off. And where we go. Alrighty though. Scrolling back up here. Most books are plotted to fit neatly in the trade paperbacks form, sadly. Blue Falcon has been another great series. It's been one of my favorites coming out this year, or come last year. I forget if Kit Walker was the father of the son, or the father or the son. In what, Blue Falcon? Yeah. Yeah, it's that. Until the series, my favorite Blue Falcon Dynamite was the crossover with the Super Sons. Did not read that, but I heard a lot of people liked it. I was not into DC at that point. If I was not reading the crossovers with the Looney Tune characters and all that stuff, or Hanna-Barbera.
Some of them were really good.
Yeah. Ryan also gives us a Sunday's Disco Batman. All I need is one of those mirror balls. I lost interest in Ultimate Wolverine. Chris Condon, right? Was right in that. I think a lot of people lost interest in Ultimates as it is because of the fact that Hickman's no longer attached to it. So they figured, why even bother because he's just another example of him abandoning a series and letting somebody else finish it for him. So what's the point? Original Treasure, I believe, was at $3. No, it was $2. Yeah, once it is right, $2 for the Superman Treasury. First adaptation of the Marvel DC stuff was The Wizard of Oz.
Yep.
Did not even know that.
No, that way they didn't have to. They were testing the waters,
and
since they didn't need. They were. I'm guessing public domain characters at that time. They didn't have to worry about whose characters came out looking better, and they worked the kinks out, and then they did the Superman, Spider-Man.
I don't John Mulroney. It was a grappling gun that fired from a wrist mount. There was no webbing at all. All right. Is that Maduro on the Invincible cover? Hey, you have respect for that president. how dare he be removed for abusing and stealing the election and just making the Venezuelans' lives.
He's duly elected.
Yeah.
And all the Venezuelans are wrong because they don't know how socialism really works.
Yeah, the Monroe Doctrine doesn't exist. And also, when Obama put a reward out for this guy's capture, he was just joking. He wasn't serious.
It was Biden.
Was it Biden?
Well, whoever was making Biden's decisions.
Oh, what was Obama probably?
and you know why he wanted him. He was praying he would be killed.
Yeah.
Because like I said, he may know some things. But
I'll check the new history. Be right back. There's no such thing as 1, 2, 3 Supergirls. I don't know what you're talking about, Summoner. This isn't Supergirl 3, no. That True Grit thing is just a Supergirl. This is the Tom King Supergirl True Grit story. All right. Emily Post was a person back in the day, followed by Miss Manners.
Do we have a cover ranking tonight?
Why would you speak that into existence?
Do what?
Why would you speak that into existence?
Actually, I wouldn't mind one second. I want to talk about those books he showed yesterday.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm glad that he's finally getting some really good books in. It's just that he has to fix the internet issue too. And then
I'm also curious to see, what he got for that Superman, because that's obviously where this came from.
Yeah. Oh wait, he sold the first appearance of the or no, not the first appearance. It was the Bar Mitzvah one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It had to have. I mean, that's the only way he could have afforded all that stuff.
I don't know. I mean, they are at a place where I guess they have cheaper rent now. It's more stable, so maybe he has more cash on him, or maybe splurged. Who knows?
Well, he was literally doing a save our shed live or auction last week.
Now you know why.
Yeah, and I want my props for predicting the hero for hire. Because when he showed the Tomb of Dracula, he goes, and I think the next one's even better. And I comment, hero for hire number 1 is my prediction. He turns out hero for hire. And if I were working right now, I would be there Saturday night as a bidder.
Austin,
those.
I did another live stream after you guys left last night, and Austin runs to the chat. He's like, "Dude, did you see he's got all these awesome books?" I'm like, "No, I didn't get a chance to." I did see the Hero for Hire. Skimmed through it. Hero for Hire. He had Captain America reprint, I think.
No, he had a bunch of 12-cent Marvels.
Yeah.
And that's
all the best to eat selling books. It's just I hope we get some new people coming in, and he has more than just the same 5 people, because I would hate to have all these brand new books and the people who are going to bid are tapped out because he just had an auction.
Cleanser will show up.
I hope so.
Will show up. I have a feeling that Darkness Comes will show up.
What's your username, Eric Breen? Then in Isle of Comic Channel, it says Eric Breen.
Yeah. Eric Breen.
Yeah.
That's what Twitter handled it up.
Yeah. Sometimes he goes by Eric Boyd. Just kidding.
Nope. I've never had a username. It's always been mine.
Yeah.
My actual name.
Yeah, I saw that Trusty started off, and then Trusty's like got a dip, and then Marania's in there, and I was just like, okay, is Marania gonna dip, and somebody else jumps in?
I'm upstairs getting ready for bed, and I keep seeing all these great books, and I couldn't go to bed.
Yeah. So I said we wish all the best to him in his auction. That's going to be around, I believe, 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern.
Yeah. I might actually help him with this one.
Hello to Melissa. Yep. So we're gonna kind of wrap it up right around here. Not much else to talk about for comic books come out this week. The big ones are the Superman trade crossover with Spider-Man, or $20 if you don't have that. It's a great way to grab it. It's pre-printed with all the ads in its original size format.
No ads.
Where was there ads? I thought it said there was.
No ads. Nope.
Which one was I looking at? It must have been Superboy then.
Yeah, the
Superboy. Yeah. Okay. Well, regardless, though, those are big draws. There's a new Arkham, basically a story with the Absolute Batman. If you like that, there's also Absolute Superman. Quite a few different books coming out this week, but nothing really to like write home over. You're like, oh my gosh, I need to get these. But overall, though, it's been a fun little like week. Last week there wasn't that many books, so man, like, I don't know. The last books coming out this week that I'm interested in is usually a good thing for me because I'm not spending so much on everything, and especially the prices going up. But all right, though. But I only see Superboy 1 and 2, and nothing more. That's it for me. No Supergirl 2 or 3 were mentioned. The end. Don't know. They didn't mention about Supergirl other than the Tom King book. So, as far as Supergirl, the ongoing series, that was out last week, I think. No, the week before. So it should be coming out next week. That's been a fun ongoing series. All right, though. We're gonna right here, and if you haven't done so, click the like button, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. We'll be back on Thursday night, same time, around 9 p.m. Eastern, to show off the books that we got and do some little mini reviews. And then Geeky will also be joining us, and who knows, maybe a random Zach will pop in. But until then, it's me and Eric Breen signing off and saying good night.
And that's the way it was.